All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night and it's 7 o'clock and it's That's Cool Drink. It is, of course, episode 69. And Sean Bieri, who is now we're best friends. We're old buddies who gave me a bunch of photos for this. But man, I've got a guy on tonight, Mr. Derek Bieri from Vice Grip Garage. He's also got Vice Grip Lodge. And they're out filming right now. They're out in California, and he's got one of his boys with him. So we'll talk about all of that and just kind of going from just a regular Midwest kid to where he is now and what got him into all this stuff. And you guys know the deal here on That's Cool Drink. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tonight is going to be absolutely awesome. And without any further ado, let's get tonight kicked off, you guys. Episode 69. By the way, you'll see me this weekend at the reunion. That is free on Freedom Plus. So check that out. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 69. Mr. Derek Bieri. That's Cool Drink. Here we go. Keep forgetting to change that stupid intro music. I don't know what's going on. It's ridiculous.
Is this on?
It's barely on.
I don't believe you. All right. How's it going, bud?
Dude, this is great. If you guys don't know, Derek is ridiculously busy. I kind of got with him and he was like, I'll carve out an hour. And you guys you're with one of your sons, right? You have three boys?
Yeah, I've got three boys, Bradley, Bailey, and Bentley. Mouthful. We just call them Bieri boys, but I've got Bradley with me on this trip, and we're out in California.
Yep. And it's spring break, right? So the rest of the fam is with Jessica, who's out here checking it out as well, watching, making sure you're not going to do anything stupid. And I've got Stevie on the other side here also doing the same. So it's going to be good.
We're already on the ropes. We're not even 3 minutes in.
No, exactly. Exactly.
We do a father-son thing. I've been so busy working 7 days a week, and every time I blink, a kid's grow an inch. So we started doing this father-son trip where I just let the boys pick, like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Anywhere in the U.S. and
Right.
We'll do it. And we alternate. And this year it's Bradley's turn. So, man, we did the gem hunting today. We're not hunting, gem mining. Getting corrected. Yes. For benitoite. It's one of the rarest gems in the world, apparently.
Did you find any benitoite?
Thousands of dollars worth, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's cleaning it right now. I'll show you here in a little bit. I blew my mind.
You found thousands of dollars, like, of benito? Just
yes, legitimately. Wow. The guy was like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't." He's like, "Are you a geologist?" I'm like, yes,
I am.
Yes,
now. But I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah, my son knows everything about it. I was just carrying dirt and digging holes, and he was doing all the work. We're gonna go see the biggest tree. We're gonna go Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, Glass Beach, do some saltwater fishing.
Cool.
And we're driving an old rickety truck while we're doing it, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. I was wondering what you were driving. I wasn't sure if it was one of the Motor Trend cars, but I think those have all been cleared out, right?
Yeah, those are gone. That building and everything in it's gone. All those are back home now. I'm going to slowly cycle through those. I made a post about something. I can't remember what it was or where it was, but a feller just responded with a picture of a big block Suburban. So I did the right thing. He just said, "Are you going to sell this to me?" And he said, "Yup." And then I said, "Yup." And then I bought it. Well, that was in Anaheim, California. Real nice guy. Hadn't run been licensed since 2005.
Okay.
Which is kind of scary because it's a 91. So then you think, like, why would that be parked?
Right.
But no, we got to go on, put tires on it, went through the ignition and everything like that, and cut the muffler out of it right away, getting 8 miles a gallon.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
And
And
no brakes, obviously.
it has brakes and hubcaps. It's too good for me. Yes, I have to
that'll be for sale soon. That'll be for sale.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too good for me. Power windows, we got the power windows working and everything. It's pretty good.
That's awesome. And it's big block, so it's 3/4 ton probably, which is, I've always said that's the biggest sleeper in the pickup truck market is the 3/4 ton Suburban.
It is a rare bird. It's the 7.4 liter Terminator broccoli injection. Some call them TBI for whatever reason.
Idiots.
But it has the 4L80 and the gigantic rear end. And 130,000 miles, power windows, fully loaded, silver auto package.
All day.
So I'm super pumped. Yeah, it's a good rig. Jessica's going to like it.
Your twins are 15 now, right?
They just turned 15, yeah.
Yeah. And so like, are you guys searching now for cars for the twins? Is that like, I know they have cars, but like, you know, I mean, is that going to be a thing that we're going to see soon is, you know, let's get the kids some rides.
As much as I hate to admit it, yes, they're getting close to getting their learner's permits and stuff. Bradley, his truck is a 67 F-250, but it's far too unsafe to drive to school or even off the property. Right. So he's looking for like a brick nose Ford. He wants like a red and white or two-tone brown brick nose Ford, 4-wheel drive. Bailey's, he's all over the place. One day he wants a 3rd gen Camaro, then he wants a Ferrari 330 or whatever they are, then he wants a Honda Civic, then he wants I'm like, anything under 1,000 sounds good.
Whatever it is, like let's take care of it.
Yes. And Bentley's got his 78 step side, and he is dead set on that, even though we kind of like them to have at least analog brakes, maybe possibly an airbag, but it doesn't look like it's in any of their futures.
Yeah. I mean, we made it this far, but we're idiots. Like we've hit our heads a lot. But maybe keep your kids without this brain damage.
Yeah, the problem is I've set such a consistent bad message that I don't have anything, because all they say is, Dad, I watched you use a ratchet strap as a seatbelt. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
And you can't, it's not like you can even say that you didn't because it's on film for 2 million people to see. But so I dug this one out. Interesting.
Oh my goodness.
Boys are going to be 15. But but this is your little family here, and Bentley there, the little guy, and
dude, look at that Dodge.
Oh yeah, that's the nice clean one. Is that yours? I mean, was that yours?
Yeah, so that was one of the first. Well, that was probably my 10th recipe of Shine Juice, but the first time that I did a full RV with it, and it looked incredible. I actually gutted that thing, put ceilings in it, marble countertops,
nice.
Walnut cabinets. Yeah, put some shag carpet back in it.
And that was probably a big block too, right?
It was a 440, 727. I think I paid $800 for that thing, non-running. And that started our RVing. We bought that, then we started flipping and got into bumper pulls for a while, then got into a big 5th wheel. And then finally got into a diesel pusher as the kids got bigger. But
right.
Yeah.
And that's something that's I find super fascinating because you're doing stuff like crazy, but you try to incorporate your family a lot with a lot of what you're doing. Like at the Indy 800 race that I was at, that's a Cletus race that you raced in. You had the whole family in the RV. They were out playing, and you were cooking. You're doing this on the relative cheap and doing it, making some memories with your kids. And you got to take it. Was it Bradley on the Blackhawk?
Yeah, Bradley went with me. Yeah, we went on the Blackhawk, went out to the ocean, and watched those guys do some shenanigans and just crazy. One of a life, they're just these experiences that you don't expect to have. I just try to give my kids at least the opportunity to say yes or no to be involved. But anytime I can, I like to involve the kids, It's just tough because I don't want to take them out of school. So weekends, holidays, spring break I'm kind of limited to that.
Jessica was telling me that the truancy officer was calling you, but your name was on their paperwork, so they call you and not her.
Yes. Yeah, Tennessee is wild. They are extremely strict. We get 3 absences, and then you're subject to go in front of the state, and you have to basically explain why your children are not in school. And we get asked all the time, like, why don't you just homeschool your kids? And there are now a lot of influencers that do that because they're getting their kids involved, and they're in front of the camera every day, so they homeschool them, which is fine. That's their decision. But for us, like, we don't want them to lose the social aspect. And I made my lifelong friends in grade school, and sports and stuff like that. And we wanted to have somewhat of a normal life because their dad's such a cuckoo. So
right. Well, and then I mean, you guys, not only you, but Jessica works like crazy with everything that you guys have going on, kind of behind the scenes. When are you going to find time to teach your kids? And then on top of that, like, I mean, no offense, but you're a moron.
Absolutely.
You have no business passing any of that on to your kids. So,
it's been great having Brad with me because every time I stop, I just say, can you figure out our fuel mileage? And like when we eat, I'm like, can you figure out a tip? I don't know how to do percents and stuff. He's like, geez, Dad, okay.
Yeah, you're an idiot. What got you started into YouTube? We've talked about this a lot, but I think it'll be interesting for the peeps on here because you had a business before you had YouTube, but you just what sort of started you into this is going to be my move?
Boy, it seems like it was 20 years ago, but it wasn't. It was one of those things where I worked so much already at my day job. When I got home, I just put my head down in the garage, and we built and flipped cars every week. I sold a car. I mean, we were building and flipping and buying and modifying, and so I never had time to watch TV and stuff. And then I had friends and other people start talking about YouTube and car people on YouTube. And as naive as it sounds, I never really had the time to just sit down and watch TV or these shows. And then I started hearing about this roadkill show and shows like that. And I started watching. I'm like, these guys got a whole show doing this? And everyone's like,
they're just goofing around with their buddies.
Yeah, there's mayhem and muscle truck. I'm like, well, golly, I do this every dang day. This is just, I've been doing this since high school just to get to school, to get to work, and as have a lot of people,
That's just what you do, right?
Yeah. So one night, I can't remember the date, to be honest. I was already 4 sheets to the wind, and I looked at my wife and I said, I'm going to make a video. I think I could figure this out. So I went out and I took a roll of duct tape and rolled it in a loop backwards, stuck it to my phone, slapped it to the garage door. And on a Saturday night, I put a small block and a 4-speed and a front clip on a Camaro and slammed it together. It was a little engine I threw together and put it on the internet. And no, that's a different one I built. That's my 67. Right.
Got it.
Yeah. We call it the cancer Camaro because it was so rotted. It was a blue one. And, nothing happened. And then I V8 swapped a 57 Chevy and did a couple things with Chevelles. And I wasn't posting that frequently. And then all of a sudden it just kind of took off, and people really liked that. I was using every tool wrong, incorrectly, didn't have a lot of money into stuff, and have my kids involved, and it just started picking up speed. And eventually it got to the point like I needed to pick a career path. I was good at what I was doing, and we were comfortable and things were great. But at the end of the day, I didn't really feel fulfilled. I wanted to go play with cars, So one day I just pushed all the chips in, sold off all the business stuff, and just said, we're going to make YouTubes, and just prayed that it worked.
You went and bought like thousands of dollars of merch, right? Like immediately.
Yeah, I I approach YouTube a lot differently than most people. A lot of people, still today build the following and then slowly build a business plan around that, and then develop a business name and all of this. And as they probably should, I did a different way because I knew that it had to work. So I went out and formed a holding company and an LLC and got my banking figured out, my taxes, and ordered merchandise. And I designed all my merchandise in paint in my basement,
It was
paint 3D.
MS Paint, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And built a website myself and built a back end and hosted it and all of this. And basically made a complete business, then went out and made videos because I wanted somewhere for that traffic to point back to. How can you keep in touch? How can you get email notifications and letters and updates? And it worked out. But that's the only way I knew. I mean, that was my background, was buying or building businesses, and I didn't treat this any different. So, but yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been a fun ride.
And that's been a big piece of it is the merchandising. You told me you're always wearing the stuff, and you welcome meeting the people because that's what makes the thing happen. I mean, there's the indie race, the gates opened, and I think you maybe had 150 people in line to meet you, and you shook every one of those dudes' hands. That's got to be a huge part of it because that's where this is all coming from, is these people pressing play on your videos and giving you a place to do your thing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how big of an impact the merchandise really has for us. It really does fund an extreme portion of what we do. I mean, as you just said, getting to events, well, the amount of diesel and wear and tear and maintenance, and even if you paid yourself mileage and motels and food and all of that just to get there and back is,
right. Right.
And same with revivals. People love revivals, but you buy a vehicle, then you buy all the parts and you buy all the pieces, and then you ship everything, and then you get a plane ticket and you get a rental and you get a motel and you get food and
right.
fuel. And I mean, it is an astronomical expense.
And now you've got a $10,000 or $12,000, $1,000 car.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, if we could sell, a couple t-shirts a week, that it helps. It really does, and,
right.
And it's great to see the support, and I will always take time. We meet, and it's such a blessing. Even on this trip, every gas station, we're in a town of like 200 people, and I'm checking out. I'm getting a hot dog that's 4 days old and some mustard and stuff. Guy turned around, the guy's like, "Derek?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." And he's like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "Can I not be here?" He's like, "No, it's great. This town sucks."
Am I allowed?
Yeah, I'm like, should I not be?
Orders, but I didn't think it was here.
Yeah, but no, it's so cool, man, to see that we've got fans, all over North America, basically, and it's mind blowing to me still every day, and I'll go out of my way as much as I can to thank those people for supporting us and helping it. It's not only us; it's the car community.
It's
you support anyone in the car community. Exactly. You support me, you're supporting others. You support others, you're supporting me. It's great. The car community is amazing.
It really is. It really, really is. And what got your start into cars? Because you grew up on a farm, right? I mean, your grandfather's farm, right, in North Dakota.
Yeah. So I grew up on a farm that my grandmother originally was born and raised on, and my father bought that farm, which butted properties to my grandfather's farm, and then his father's farm. So basically, from Google Earth, you could see the Bieri farm. Compound. Yeah. So, and I didn't know till we were older, but we were dirt poor. I mean, my parents did really good to make us feel like, well, they did great, obviously, because I never knew until, I got my own job, I started making money, and I'm like, You know what? I didn't have shoes till I was 4 years old because I got my older brother's shoes. And then you learn like that's not typical. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Floating checks to the grocery store down the street. And
Right. My favorite toys were a steak knife I found under the deck and an old bent up Tonka truck. That's just
perfect.
what it was. But I
Right.
was happy, you know.
Yeah.
But my dad, he would find an old truck, get it running, you know, chase cows with it, blow it up, find another truck, fix it up, trade something, you know, gate panels or a grain hopper or something for a truck. And just watching him and my uncles and my grandpa literally struggle every day. Most farm and ranch operations, you get up early, you go to work, you do your chores, you come home, everything's fine.
Right.
Our operation was get up, work on junk until 2 in the afternoon to even get the equipment working, and then struggle to do half of your chores or whatever it is, and then rinse and repeat, you
Right.
know, forever and ever. And that's where my resourcefulness came from, probably more so my grandpa because he was so cheap. You know, he would make everything out of angle iron and scrap pieces and go take the tire off of the manure spreader and put it on the pickup so we can go to town. And then
Right.
when we get back, we'll take it off and put it on that again. It was just, that was normal. But then as you get older, it's so ingrained in you, you know, and that's just how I did my high schooling. Was one of my best trucks was a $200 pickup I found in an alleyway, and got it running and drove that to school. And then when that blew up, and get something else and just keep going, you know.
Just that's just what you do, and you stick weld
Yep.
the thing together, and yeah, and you just keep rolling, and next thing you know, you made a living out of it, which is pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
And my brothers are the same way. Probably more so my older brother because he's still stuck in North Dakota, but they'll send me a picture every week of a different truck. I'm like, what's this now? Well, I traded an 8-foot drag for this. And remember that diesel tank? No. Well, I traded that for this motorcycle, but I got 2 tillers and a snowmobile, and I traded that for a garden shed. But I know that it's a garden. Yeah, and it's like I can't even keep up anymore. It's crazy.
Man, that's awesome. And like I said, then you ended up making a career out of it, and
yeah,
how cool is that? And then you told it, I think I've heard through the grapevine that a lot of your Derek-isms are your grandpa. That's stuff your grandpa used to say.
Yeah. So my family would get this as kind of an inside thing. We had this old screen door at the farm. When you opened, it sounded like the loudest, squeakiest, like it sounded like a submarine door opening in slow motion. It didn't even make sense. But when I heard that screen door, from the time that I could walk until I was a teenager, I would sprint after my grandpa because I knew we were getting into something we shouldn't, and we're going to be trying to fix something the wrong way. And I loved more than anything just hearing his stories, and I learned so much from that guy. And yeah, a lot of the sayings like "I'll be dipped." It's a PG version of something he said a lot, and
Yep.
you know, just the goofy attitude and the laid backness. Definitely more my grandpa. It took a lot to ruffle his feathers because he'd been through a lot and he'd seen a lot, and
Right.
it took a very, very, very bad day to shake that man. And I try to be like that for my kids too. Is, you know, it could always be worse. So something
It's
happens.
perspective. It's all perspective. Like this
Yeah.
if this is the worst thing that happens to us today, we're probably
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Bradley asked me today, "What's your biggest worry on this truck?" And I said, "Well, you know, there's 2 things that could fail: the fuel injection or the transmission. It'd probably be the fuel injection." He's like, "Is that a lot of work to swap?" I'm like, "On this truck, yeah." Well, what would we do if it failed? We swap it. What do you mean? We just figure it out.
Right. That's
Yeah. And he's
what
like,
we do.
okay, you know, so.
When was that first video? What year did you start?
I want to say it was 2019, August of 2019 or 2018. One of those 2. I can't remember. It's hard because my channel says that. Oh, go ahead.
This was 18.
It would have been 18 then.
Okay.
Because I think I threw together a Chevelle to go to Power Tour.
Was it that
So
one?
yes. Wow, look, that's when I went to the gym still. I had time
Yeah.
to go to the gym.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah.
you, skinny man.
Yeah. So that's probably the only photo you ever see of me in shorts, oddly enough. I bought that Chevelle out
Yeah,
of a field in North
shorts
Dakota.
and I think Vans too. You're
Could be.
you're not really a tennis shoe kind of guy these days, but
No, no, I
you
can't.
used to be. It looks like.
Yeah, traveling, even today, like if I got a really, really long road trip, I'll throw some Jesus creepers on or something. Because
Right.
boots, they hurt your ankles so bad because when you try to rest your foot, it cranks
Yeah.
your ankles. So
Right. Right.
sometimes I'll, like when we go to Florida, I'll throw something on that I don't want to be seen in public with, but it helps the feet, you
I
know?
get it. I get it. It's part of the deal.
Yeah,
We're just going to be jumping around all night. That's how we're going to do it. But
sure. Yeah.
speaking of Florida, you're getting ready to do the Freedom 500, and you're coming off a 2.4 hours of La Mullet's win. And I believe a runner-up at the previous, the Indy 800. I think you runner up.
hmm
You think you got something for the field, including Greg Biffle and another who's the other NASCAR driver out there?
There's like
Waltrip.
seven now, I think.
Yeah,
There's
it's
Waltrip.
ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I'm actually not doing the 500. I'm out. Yeah,
Oh,
I am
wow.
out.
I thought you were
Yeah,
doing the 500.
I was a hard in, but I've got some family stuff coming up, and
Got it.
I need to be better at hitting the button to say no and say family
Understood.
first. So yeah,
Understood.
I'm out. But we're going to be at the Connecticut race, the Sanford 12,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah. The New
Uh,
England 800
that's
or
it. Yes,
900 or whatever it
I
is.
love that track. It's flat and it's fast, and
Nice.
you really have to manage tires, and you can't go door people on that track because you'll come around quick. So I like that one, and I hope the Biffle and the Waltrip and all those guys come out to that one too. I would love to. It's so weird. I have no business being there at
Right. You're just sort
all.
of like, these are my idols. Like, dude, I might puke.
Oh yeah, I'm like I watched you on TV for 20 years. I'm
Yeah, exactly.
screaming at them, and they're like, "What?"
I can't.
Like
There's some big dude next to me. There's a Sasquatch yelling.
yeah,
Am I in his
yeah.
lane? What's going on?
Yeah, no, it's such a weird blessing. I have fun racing. My dad raced a lot when I was a kid,
Okay.
so I remember dirt tracks Friday, Saturday nights. I was in the pits pretty much every weekend, watching my dad go out there and just ruin sheet metal, and so it's fun to get out there and do the same. Oh
Yeah,
boy,
absolutely.
what do we got here? Oh,
This
that
is
was oh, that's at the sand pit. Yeah,
okay.
gravel pit.
This is a Sean edition here.
That was our test run. We were going to make this an annual, but I just got so busy. We bought a couple junk cars and raced around our gravel pit that we have up
Okay.
there. And then that very quickly may not have been induced by bush lattes, turned
Okay.
into just a full head-on collision event.
Just crash into each
Demo,
other.
yeah, demolition derby
Well, but
style
you see,
stuff.
you have a helmet there. I mean, that's mostly safe. That's safety at least second.
I think I just put that on the roof to take the picture.
Okay, you didn't actually wear that in the middle of the.
Yeah. I think we ended up doing, I can't remember what I called it, the Moonshine 900 or something. We made a video um, where we were racing around a field with a old wood crate full of mason jars with water in them. And
Oh,
it
I
was
see.
the fastest lap, but if you broke a jar, you got time deducted. So you had to be nimble but fast.
Nimble but
And
fast. Exactly.
right. So and it did well. My goal was to do like, 10 cars, but at the end of the race, if you're first, but you lost 5 jars, you could end up third, right? So you can't just go out there knocking doors. You
Flail
got to
on it.
actually race. Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm in
someday,
if that comes back. The Moonshine
yes.
9000. I can't wait.
Yeah, it was so much fun. The problem is like it's tough because I could do it with Crown Vics, but then I'm the guy that's copying Garrett, buying all the Crown Vics. So like, what vehicle can I buy that's abundant, cheap, and equal? They're hard to find.
Right, right. I mean, we did try that with Pontiac Aztecs, right?
Yeah, which is now a collector's item.
I have
Yeah.
one. Yeah, and I'm sure you got hate mail, but I have a Hot
Oh,
Wheels Aztec race car.
nice.
Oh yeah.
No, the market on those skyrocketed after that. You can't even buy them anymore.
Yeah, that's insane.
So, I don't know what we're gonna do this year.
It won't be Aztecs because they're $10,000.
No, yeah, it's crazy. No,
Oh man.
yeah,
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 I don't think that you ought to. I mean, who cares about the Vicks? Bring them. Like, let's do it. Start something up. I'm for it. I can't wait.
yeah. We should do that. Maybe add some
Um,
mud or something, a little more redneckish,
right, right,
But
exactly. And C4 Corvettes, these are all hard to find. Pinto Gremlin Geo Trackers. Yeah, this is all. You can't find any of these PT Cruisers. You have the only currently running PT Cruiser in the world, Dash.
I
Yeah.
I do.
No, Dash does.
Oh,
he actually drives one. So,
oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Exactly. Minivans is good. I like that idea a lot. There's a racetrack in Kearney, Nebraska that does a minivan race, and it's awesome. It's an absolute blast. Nitrous on minivans. A guy used a parking cone for a ram air inlet into the into the intake.
I like it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a good
approved.
That's we should check that out. But Sean sent me this one too. What's this? Is this you circa 1996 in the Z Cavaricci jeans?
Yeah, I think those are Jinkos actually.
Oh, Jinkos.
Remember those?
Okay. Were they Fubu's?
Well, I don't remember. Probably.
Yeah, no, that was the jam back in the day.
I'm trying to think how old I would have been there. I don't even know. But yeah, that's my daddy's Buick. I watched him paint that in a dirt floor shop when I was, oh geez, probably 7, 8,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the car that really got me into wanting to make things nice. I actually started off building nice cars.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Is you and Jessica had real nice stuff, and it's just a pain in the ass to own them because you have to keep them up.
Yeah, and building it, commissioning them and building them for other people, just the stress and the headaches and timelines and trying to get paid and it was a nightmare. And after I finished a Chevelle I built one for Jessica and then I built one for myself, and those are both, blew them apart as far as you can blow them apart. And after that, I was so winded and just over it, like. I don't want to spend another 40 days trying to find an NOS window crank for the rear window for another car ever again. I don't want to find the blue GM sticker that is correct for the Tonawanda plant to go on the, it's like, why?
Right. You're just go drive your stuff. That's what it's meant to do.
It drove me nuts. And then I just did a hard about face. It went straight into junk, cheap as possible, but I still know some, tricks to make some decent horsepower out of junk and stock parts, make them better.
That's fun. That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
Is doing it and doing it on a budget. And like you said, like you can have real nice stuff and you've done that, but this is more fun. You get to go out and bomb the thing around. And if you jam it in the ditch, you're not like, it's not going to take you weeks and months and years. It's just, whatever. Well, we might kick that out and we might not. No big deal.
Yeah, and the other part that I don't think I've ever really talked about this. My favorite days growing up were, I can't remember what they used to call it, window shopping or something. I got to try to remember, but I'd sit in the middle of my dad and my grandpa, and I think it was a 78 or 9 Scottsdale truck, and we would drive all the gravel in northwest North Dakota to find old abandoned homesteads that
Okay.
no one knew who owned them. Who knows? And we'd go, look through the windows and try to get in the garage, and there'd be cars everywhere up there,
Of course.
and try to find emblems and trim pieces and this and that. Knock on neighbors' doors, who owns this car and all this and that. Go to old junkyards and things like that. And that was always so much fun. Just the hunt and just trying to find these parts and pieces and classic cars, and then watching my dad build that Buick out of a bunch of scrap junk from 20 different cars, and all of those experiences together have just kind of led me down this path of understanding and really enjoying the history of the vehicle, like, which, because they respected that. I bought this car from Menard, and he bought it new and partial, and he drove it to church every Sunday and sold it to his son, and the
And
history
this
was more
scratch,
important.
right? This scratch
Yes.
right here is when his kid wrecked the bike on the side, and
Yes.
his kid got killed in a drunk driving accident when he was 17 in 1985 or whatever. Like
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep. The stories, I love the stories and the history and the kind of the automobile archaeology of it, looking through receipts and piecing things together.
Seeing
And
when it
these
was
vehicles,
parked and why it was
yeah,
parked and how it was
yeah,
parked, and
they talk to you. If you jump in a new truck, I feel like they're soulless. It doesn't talk to you. You jump in an old truck and you smell gun oil and dirt and grease, and there's leather gloves on the ground that clearly someone roped
right.
that owned those gloves, and they smoked Marlboros, and look at these matches. He always went to this bar, and
And
he shot a
had this
30-30.
bowling
Look at the shelf. Yes. So
Exactly.
like it tells this whole big story, and I love that so much, even more than a lot of the vehicles. I'll just buy them for the history.
Right.
And I want to just keep that and pluck it out of time and keep it moving. So someone else can enjoy it and keep going with it,
And you've got your piece in it as well. Your fingerprints are on it, getting it back into circulation and people enjoying their stuff. Like that's, I'm a big proponent of getting your stuff out of the garage, and that's more of a finished car kind of guy. You finish your car and you don't drive it, and it just sits there in a bubble.
Right.
I'm like, dude, pull that thing out and take it to a drive-in, take it to, put your old lady in the thing, put your kid in the side of it and go bust some miles on it. But you take it even further. You take old broke down junk with locked up motors, and then you drive that crap 1,200 miles home because that's what you do.
Because why not? Yeah.
When did you know? I guess tell me about like parts of your journey when you were like, man, it doesn't get any better than this. What are some of the checkpoints in your career where you were just like, this, we may make it, or holy crap, this is actually going to be fruitful, or whatever? Like, at what point were you just like, yes? And then when was that surpassed? I guess
it's day to day for me, quite honestly. I mean, every day for me is just another, like, I express this so much, it probably sounds cheesy and corny, but I can't believe we're doing what we're doing, and I'm just eternally grateful for it. But like I was telling you today, just meeting some stranger in a little coal town, a speck on the map, and the guy's like, Derek, like first name basis. It still blows me away, and I'm just super thankful. But what the biggest thing for me is when the first time that I heard, like, Derek, I want you to know that you got me through a really tough time, and watching your videos, getting to, learn about your family and understand your culture, you really saved me from, X. That just floored me, because all of a sudden I'm not just a backyard mechanic throwing junk together.
Right.
I actually helped someone in some way view their life differently and made an impact. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is a lot bigger than, you know, doing things on a budget in a garage.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
way bigger than
Saying sparkletors and being
that.
goofy around some car. Like there's actually there's more to it than this.
Yeah, yeah, that was, you know, hearing that for the first time was a big moment. Um, you know, we didn't make a penny for I think 3 years, pretty much. Everything went into projects. I think my first check was $56 or something like that.
Nice, that's pretty good.
But I was like, honey, look, it does work.
I'm a professional YouTuber. Yeah, and she's like,
yes.
you're an idiot.
Yeah. I'm like, 4 more of these, I could buy an SD card.
That's right. She's like, when are you getting a job? Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but there's been some milestones. You know, the first day we woke up to, you know, 100 T-shirt orders. We were like, has to be a mistake. Call the company. You know, stuff like that. There's been a lot of those milestones. Hitting 1,000 subscribers when we can get monetized, which seemed like it took forever. A lot of people don't realize it took years and years and years for us to get where folks today seem to get to in months.
Right.
And it's crazy to me I'm so happy for them to watch. But I've got friends that'll go from 0 to 350,000 subs in 4 months. And I'm like, that took me like 5 years, man.
Right.
You're like, you know, I feel like I should be growing faster. I'm like, stop it. That's insane. That's incredible. So,
this is a really good one. How long did it take you for you to get used to talking to your phone in public?
I still can't do it. It's very. There's two aspects to this. One is I still get very nervous and shy in public, and that's why a lot of times when I do record, there's no one around.
Right.
Like I can't walk through a Walmart and hold the phone and talk. Like I can't do it. I'm too shy. So I kind of picked a place at the time to do that stuff, and I don't think I'll ever get used to it, and I don't know how people do get used to it. I'm just not the attention type of guy, I guess. I don't really, you know. And then I can't watch myself ever. It's like
it's got to be tough. How do you edit your videos?
Well, once that process is done, it's in a vault. I never want to see it again. No, it's done. It's out. It's in the ether. It's like watching you open Christmas presents when you're 6. You know, and you're like, what am I wearing? What am I doing with my face?
What is with my hand in this one spot?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. So I can't do it. I don't know. But part of it is like, it's out there. It is what it is. And selfishly, that's one of the reasons I taped these, like this one we're doing right now with my son. It's a documentary for me, and it's something for my children, more so than for me, you know. So I don't have to worry about how am I going to back this up or put it on a floppy disk or whatever. It's out there. Yeah, they'll figure it out.
You can watch your old man being a weirdo until your kids have kids. Like it's going to be good. And you still edit your own videos, and you do all your stuff on an Android, right?
Yeah, so about 90% of what I do is on the phone that I'm using right now. I just like in the shop, I just try to keep it simple. I don't want to go overboard. On this trip, I'm learning how to use the drone a little bit more.
Cool.
Just to kind of give more, because there's so much to see out here in California. It's breathtaking. Some stuff's on a camera stand, but I just try to keep it simple. I started getting help with editing. I'm trying to think when that was. Probably about a year ago. I finally bit the bullet and started getting some help, because filming is the easy part. When you have 17 hours of raw video that you need to condense into a 3-hour movie, that is another 50 hours of work on top of doing your other work. So,
I mean, you're videoing what you're doing. So you're doing the work, which takes whatever time it takes. and then you're
Mhm.
editing the video of the thing that you were just doing, and it's, I mean, pieces that you're like, oh, this is going to be gold, are junk. The camera's dead. There's something playing in the background. There, you can't use some of that stuff, so you have to cut all that junk
Yep.
out and then fill it in with something like. And then you do long form stuff, and you always have, like, you've always had really long videos, which I love because we can just sit down and watch, laugh and have a good time and
Yeah.
watch the whole thing. That's got to be a tougher thing too to get traction, especially with editing. Like, you have,
Yeah.
you can only trim it down so much to tell the whole story. But what's that been like? Like, again, with the kind of longer videos, did that take you a little bit of time to get the traction kind of moving?
Yeah. It was tough because, going back to like the business plan and the strategy, everyone was doing 15 to 20-minute videos, and even YouTube was saying 22 minutes is your max attention span. We've done all these studies, and I'm like, I can't do what I want to do and explain everything that I want to explain, and the history and the culture and the repairs in
Right.
22 minutes.
20 minutes you
So
got, you haven't left the trunk of the car yet.
no. So I said, you know what? I need to be different. At that time, there were only a couple people doing can I get this old car running? So I said, well, I'll get it to run, but I'm going to drive it home. That's the challenge. So that was a different thing. And then I said, you know what? Right away, I was like, no one on YouTube is doing movies, full length, long
Right.
length stuff. So I immediately flipped gears and started doing the long format. And it did not take off for a long time. It struggled, but I stayed with it. And now everyone else is starting to do the long format. Now it's,
Right.
for me, that's kind of the norm. And now I'm seeing a lot of other channels start to do the same thing. Their videos are going from 15 minutes to 30 to 45 to 55.
Right.
But I just, for me, if I'm going to commit to a show, I don't want it to be over in 20 minutes. I want to be able
Right.
to kill a six pack and relax and have some conversation with my wife and enjoy the evening without channel surfing. And that was my whole thing was, well, if we can make the first 5 minutes interesting enough and get enough people watching, this could actually be a show and not just a little short flick.
Right. And it is, and I love it. And that's so we met, not really met. I was announcing at Race Week. And you brought the Motion Raceworks El Toro car. And you got your NHRA license on this thing, and you were
Yeah.
like, we're going dragon driving. And I said it's Derek, and I said your last name wrong. And I said you were from Zip Tie Garage, and I didn't watch any of your stuff. And my buddy Brad, who is awesome, and he's a big fan, he was like, you got to go watch some. And immediately hooked. Like me and Stevie
Thanks, man.
sat down, and it was exactly that. It was just like, oh my God, this guy's like got movies that we can watch for free. And
Yeah.
it's exactly up my wheelhouse. Like he's funny, he's goofy. We're kind of the same age, which I think really helps because there's a lot of stuff in our era that like people that are older than us don't really know where it's from, and people that are younger than us don't really know where it's from. But you'll hit some like Night at the Roxbury or something like that, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
yes. Yeah. But like Stevie's like,
yeah.
That's funny, but where in the hell did that come from? Oh, there's Brad right there. Yeah.
Aging myself. Yeah. I think you called me Justin for the first 3 days or something like that.
I might have. This is Brad. And yeah, I've got a picture of that. It was 1,000,000 degrees. And you've got the door open.
Doors open, yeah.
You're in the passenger seat, and Red's driving, and that was your AC. You just driving with the doors open on that ride. What was that like, getting your feet wet with not only your first like competitive kind of drag racing, that I'm aware of, but doing it with a drag and drive, and doing it in Colorado of all places?
It was mind blowing. I did a bunch of 8th mile stuff, like backwoods 8th mile stuff, flow junk, when I was younger. Um, I can't even remember times at this point. I had a 383 and a little S10 Blazer that did okay for a while, but Doug's like, I want you to, found out about you, love the show. I want you to drive my car and do some drag racing. I said, I'm in. I didn't ask any questions, but I said, I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
And then I show up and he's like, yeah, this should run, an 850 or whatever. And I'm like, 8th? And he's like, no, it's a quarter-mile car. I'm like,
Right.
oh, we're racing. And he's like, oh, yeah. I mean, it's okay fast or whatever. And I was like,
Yeah,
I don't got a license for that.
Doug Cook's car runs in the 7s, and it's actually gone 6s now. So like 850 to him is like nothing. But an 850's quarter-mile car, again, if you don't know, is a really, really fast car.
It is fast. Yeah. I was the first hit on that car, and I have not had it in many, many, many years, actually gave me tunnel vision about 330. I was like, okay, wow, this thing absolutely scoots.
Gets it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This car gets it.
But it was fun. And Motion Raceworks was so kind. They basically said, here's the screwdriver, which was the key. Car's yours. Do whatever. Have fun. Enjoy it. And then, Rocky Mountains.
Here's a tuner. He'll take care of everything you need. Just go have fun. Let off the button and party.
Yep. Wonderful. Hooked since. I have severe, what do the kids call it? FOMO. But I don't do these ones. So.
Yeah. FOMO.
Yeah.
And you've done Sick Week a couple of times since.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought Chad, not Chad Good, but Chad Great.
Yeah.
Who you've known for a long time. I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh wow! Look at that one. That's
I had
great.
no idea that you knew this dude for a long time.
Yeah, we got in a fist fight in 5th grade.
Okay.
And I took him down.
That's how you meet some of your best friends, right?
Yeah, and he was fuming mad at me after that. And we were in like math class or something, and I was struggling. And all of a sudden, I just yelled, "Beat me up, Scotty!" And I tore my paperwork up or whatever. And he was laughing so hard, we both got detention. And he's like, "Man, do you want to come over to the house and eat chips and salsa and play Nintendo or whatever it was?"
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, I was like, sure, And yeah, we've been best friends since. It's
that's so freaking awesome, man. That is so awesome. Yeah. And this is you guys meeting Jesse Combs.
Yeah.
And your older brother, right?
Yep. So that's Chris. I call him Krang. Yep. And Jesse, we actually lived in the same neighborhood in Piedmont for quite a few years.
That's where my in-laws are, is Piedmont.
Yeah.
They're live from Piedmont.
Yeah. That's where she grew up, and that's where Zweifel Motors is. So that's my old stomping grounds.
That's what I was looking for.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't even know what year that was.
But Chad Great was driving the 71 or 2 Chevelle that you saw on Vice Grip Garage, and you guys were driving again the Motion Raceworks, their giveaway truck that they gave away a couple of years later.
Or the OBS.
The OBS truck.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah. We're building a car slowly, kind of the Johnny Cash, one piece at a time.
Right.
The Monte Barro will eventually be back, but my fear is when we finish it, it's going to be so slow because it seems like every time I refresh my feed, another speed record's broken. And now it's like, if you don't run 6s, your car's slow. And I'm like,
yeah, you're basically nobody.
Yeah. So, but if I can get the Monte Carlo running consistent low 9s, I think it would be a fun car to throw friends in. Same thing like Motion did for me. Just here's the keys, go have fun, and just try to get more people hooked on the bug, And I think that'd be a good car to do it.
Taking the pill, like you did with Heidi, with America's Meanest Cars, and her husband went out and drove the Monte Barro And it was not a 9-second car, but they still went out and had fun. She'd never driven anything with a trans brake before. She was eating it up.
Yeah, I think having a car where someone can just learn the basics, understand the sport better, and then just really get to hang out and mingle with the people, because the people make it. You can have the worst day at racing, and the second you crack one in the pits, it's all gone.
Totally.
Even people that are racing against each other, they're best friends, and it's
like
everyone
you
helps
meeting Chad, punching each other in the face in 5th grade. Sometimes that's what happens.
Yes.
Sometimes that's what happens. So Jessica, your better half, when did you guys get married?
Why do you ask me all the difficult questions?
She's on here. She'll let us know.
We are coming up on 20 years here in just a couple years. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Our life has been so busy. It feels like 5 years ago I married her, but it's like we sit down and look, and it's like a couple more years. It's 20 years we've been married. It's crazy. So
and here you are. I mean, just dapper.
Dude, all white. Vanilla Ice was the.
Oh yeah. And that was obviously a couple of drinks before this, but
things seem to have escalated quickly from the previous photos to this one.
Here, though.
Oh, what you don't see is I'm being pushed at Mach 5 from Chad. See him right between our shoulders?
Yeah, and he's just got you going.
We're not using the electronics. We're probably at about 13 miles an hour right there, just hitting chairs and people.
You actually might be in danger right here, and you can tell by Jessica hanging on.
Yes.
Right. You guys might not make it much further. Jessica
she was
want to know what year. However,
she was mortally embarrassed, I think, from that when. I mean.
Oh no, did I lose you? I may have lost a guy here. Hold on. Is he back? It's really nice when it stops. There we go. We're back. Hey.
I'm here. Oh.
It's the pedal internet in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Yeah, so that was her sister-in-law, I think, trying to film, and we about ruined the whole wedding video and everything right there.
Right.
One on the right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
The year is 2008. Jessica, in case you're asking. But
what happened?
Right? Is it 2008?
Yes.
Because you can see the date in the corner there. Jessica is actually wondering what year, Derek.
I usually sometimes mess up and say 07, and then she gets really mad. So
that happened. It was 08.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you out.
No, it was 19th of 08. Yeah. Our DJ partied more than we did, and we didn't have music or a dollar dance or nothing. It was a party. The wedding.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's we're getting ready to do. I just got married. Pennington County Courthouse.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. But we're gonna do a couple of receptions. We're doing one at the Counts Car Club up here in Rapid.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
And and so I think we're gonna do a little partying as well. But yeah, dude. So you got married, then you had these twins, and that's the front and back stroller is the way with the twins, I've heard, because it's the side by sides are too wide to get anywhere.
It's too wide. You can't. I mean, there's no way you can go through the Poor Farm Beer Tavern with a side by side. You got to have the single one to get down the aisles. That's the key.
Right, the front and back, and there they are there, and then again you're sitting next to your boy who's 15 next to you right now, and you're like, is it too young to buy him? He's 15. He just turned 15. Do I buy them beers now, or
I embarrass him so bad because it's like you have these as a parent, you have these like tics or things that you're used to doing with your children. Like I always rub my kids' cheeks because they were like soft and floofy, from
Yeah.
the day they were born,
Yeah. And you're just, ooh, to your cheeks.
And today we're driving down the road and I reach over and I'm just scrubbing his cheek and he grabs my hand and just sets it down and I look at him and he's like, I'm like, oh, sorry, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, he needs to shave. And you're like, oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, idiot. Oh, but
yeah, why he hates me now. And you're texting Jessica.
yeah. But they just grow so fast. And you always hear that, from everybody. And you're like, sure, yeah, sure. But they really do. They really do.
Don't blink. Next thing you know, they're 21 and preparing to move out.
Yep, Ken knows. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nathaniel's growing like a weed.
And they say all the time that the days are long, but the years are short. It feels like it's short, and then next thing you know, you got 15-year-olds when just a couple of years ago you were just this is you.
Yeah, so that would be. That is Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah, he was smaller than my shoe. I can't. Well, obviously you don't have the photo, but I took a picture of him once next to my dress shoe, and he was dang near the same size. It's wild.
Wild. Holy crap.
Yeah.
What's it like? Because Bentley is on YouTube now, Little Grip Garage, and you got Vice Grip and you got Vice Grip Lodge as well. If you guys don't follow those, follow both, because you got all kinds of stuff. You got a museum going up, you name it. But as you know, like it's a bit of a double-edged sword. So I mean, you have these people that you have to thank for your, for all of your success, but then they get to really get an intimate look into your life. And now you got your kid on that. What's that like? Kind of, preparing him for not everyone's going to like you. And this is going to be, you're going to learn some hard lessons here. Is that a thing for someone that's got a kid that's getting ready to get into YouTube?
Yeah, that's actually a deep conversation that I could probably spend a couple hours on. But I have so many thoughts on that. It's tough as a father. It's great to see my kid be so ambitious and headstrong and the drive that he's a mini me. He has the same drive.
He totally is. I've watched a bunch of his stuff. If you haven't, watch it. It's Derek. It's like, I mean, you can tell he got a lot of what he does from you, but he doesn't emulate you. He's not exactly you, which I think is refreshing. I think that's kind of like he's his own person, but you can tell he's your kid.
No, 100%. Yeah. We have a lot of the same characteristics. I'm bullheaded and stubborn. If I say I'm going to get something to run, for example, I will go out of my way and, whatever it takes, lose money, injuries be damned, it's going to run,
Right.
And he has that same kind of mentality. The thing that I struggle with is I don't want him to lose sight of the experiences and the feeling of and I don't want to say real work.
Right.
He works hard, but he's never dropped fries. He's never poured concrete. He's never framed a house. And all of these trades that people work so hard at, I want him to experience those things and grow with that and understand what wanting to work overtime and getting those paychecks and the struggles within.
And getting yelled at by your boss for showing up late.
Yes.
I mean, there's a bit of life growing up with that and showing up, I mean, in a couple of years, hungover to work and getting yelled at. And that's part of, I think that's a little bit of, again, the social norms. Being able to bitch about your job and bitch about your boss to your friends is a thing.
Yeah. So it's like I'm trying to prepare him for the conversations that we're going to have of, it's great that you have your channel, but you're still going to go out and get a job and do your best to pull weight and be a part of your community and get the experiences and, everything that you just said and then some. And if I'm sure we're going to get pushback on it, but I just want him to grow up with those experiences,
Well,
and
and
not just.
you just never know. If YouTube one day says, "Guess you're going to make 10% of what you're making today," and they could do that
Mhm.
tomorrow, then you never
Absolutely.
have something. You just
Yep.
don't know. Like this could go away in a second. It showed up in a second. It can also go away
Mhm.
in a second.
Yeah. The deal that I have with my kids is we'll give them the tools, advice, and support however possible for them to get whatever degree that they choose. And from that point on, they can do or be whatever they want to do or
Right.
be. But I just want them to have a tool in their toolbox. If YouTube is shut down, he has an accounting degree or a business degree or whatever. He went to,
Something, a skill of
yeah, he
some
has a
kind.
welding certification or whatever it may be, you know.
Right.
And then at least I can sleep at night saying I didn't fail my kid, and now he's 20 and homeless and has no
No
direction or
ambition,
compass.
nowhere to go, can't make money. Yeah, I get it.
Yep.
I get it.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Um,
go check out Little Grit Garage. He does some cool stuff. It's it's Harbor Freight Predator motors on go-karts and all sorts of, my friend brought me this dirt bike that doesn't run and we're gonna make it run.
yeah.
It's
I
cool.
gave him my golf cart, Diamond Rio, my beloved golf cart.
Didn't you
I
sell
gave
it
up
to
on it.
him?
Yeah, it blew up, and I'm like, he's like,
Yeah,
I want it. I'm like, for what? Just, you're not going to find that engine. And
right.
I left town for a revival, and I come home, and he comes ripping by at 30 miles an hour in it. And I'm like, what in the world just happened? Predator swapped it. It's got electric start, wheels, just
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it's awesome. Like I said,
Yeah.
go check it out. And then the twins less push for any of that type of stuff. And correct, like Bradley's into it a little bit, but Bailey
Yeah.
wants nothing to do with it.
No, it's weird having twins that are so physically different that also have like different goals in life and hobbies.
Right.
Bradley likes astronomy and geology and history, and he's already confirmed and told me sincerely that he will be an engineer for NASA, and he's
Great.
aerospace engineer.
Awesome. The
Yeah,
world needs those.
yeah. So that, and I believe him. He will do it. And Bailey, uh, he does well in school, but he's more of a I just want to ride dirt bikes and have fun, and just typical boy. Play sports, football,
The
just
world needs
just
those dudes too.
a guy's guy. But he likes cars. He just doesn't really want to dig in them anymore. He did when he was younger, but he'd rather go practice wheelies on his dirt bike than put a head gasket in.
No, I mean, who
And that's
wouldn't?
fine. Yeah, and that's fine. I don't blame him at all. When I was
I'd
his
rather do
age, that's what
wheelies
I
on
was
a
doing.
dirt bike than put head gaskets in anything as well. I mean, that's just.
Yep. It sounds way better.
Well, I've got a handful of questions just to finish this off, and I appreciate
Okay.
again you scrubbing out over an hour now
Yeah.
of getting with us. This has been fun. If you haven't, cruise over, hit that subscribe for me. I am on my way to 1,000. I had about 820 when we started the day. That's not
Nice,
the goal
man.
here, honestly. I'm not searching for subscribers. I'm not searching for views. The idea with this and the idea with the entire deal in episode 69, which is, I mean, you gotta love that.
Yeah.
Is really getting to know these people kind of behind the scenes. And I do, from the grassroots guy to the top end guy. And we get to learn a little bit about everything, about everyone. And that's it.
Yeah, man.
This has been really fun. Part
Good.
of it for sure. And Pat is watching as well. I raced his Grom at Race Week. If you're going to make it to Mega Week, which I don't think is in your cards, he brings a Grom with him that he's taken on Race Week. He's ridden this Grom. It's totally stock. It runs in the 20s. I think it goes 50 miles an hour. He's taken it on a 1,000-mile Race Week trip. And I raced him last Race Week. He now has a Hayabusa, but I raced him on his Grom, and he had his Hayabusa,
Nice.
and it was awesome. It was a really, really good time. But if
That'd
you
be
show
a
up to
solid
Midway,
race for a Model A.
oh yeah, it would. 50. I think it goes 50, and it was done. It was like at about 700 feet, it goes 50, and it's all set. It's really, it's pretty ridiculous.
That's a Model A. You can get 50, 52. That's it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So in my questions, and if you got a couple, just ask them out here. We'll see if we can get them answered. But what's one that sticks out? What's your favorite revival?
Oh my goodness, that's such a tough question.
I know you've done a ton of them, but there's got to be one where it's just that one's the one that I love that car, or I still have that car, or I can't wait to see what that car becomes, or whatever.
Yeah, there are so many memorable ones. Like I won't forget this one. Obviously, doing the one with Brad with the '67 Ford. Betty White. It was such a challenge, being sunk in the mud and stuff. The road trips, crazy road trips. I could probably rattle off 20, but overall, probably the favorite. The history of the car itself, meeting the previous owner, learning about its original restoration, the meaning behind it, why it was painted the way it was, bringing it back and it turning into this big symbol of freedom of speech and liberty and persistence, and everything else would have to be independence.
The Independence Chevelle, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think she's not in that. Oh, she's in it actually. Yeah. So Rhonda, her and her dad painted that right after the Twin Towers fell. And I didn't know that when I bought the car. I had no idea. I bought it just for the paint, to be honest. It was awesome. And got it home, struggled with it. And then she reached out and told me the story. And man, I got teary eyed, to be honest. It was like, this is incredible, and showed me all the pictures of it, the newspaper and everything.
Awesome.
And then I thought, I can't let this car die. It's kind of like our country. We don't all agree at times, and it's battered and torn, and some days are worse than others. But we always figure a way, and we always march forward, and that's the story of that car. Is I won't let it die. No matter what we do to the thing, it takes it and keeps on going. We went 940 in that thing with the quarter panels falling off.
Right. And it was you made it into a burnout car, and it's done sort of all sorts of stuff, but it's always been a little bit of it's a vice grip garage rust bucket, pickup car, but you're putting that car back together, right?
We're doing a full rotisserie frame off on it.
Badass.
And we're not filming it because it would be, a 752 part series, and you can't.
Right.
It takes 7 hours to fit a quarter panel. It would just snooze people to death. But it's getting a different frame every single panel, because that's what we have to do.
Right.
Every single panel on that car is being replaced by AMD sheet metal, because once you cut the quarter off, there's nothing to put it back against. So all the inner bracings, the webbings, roof skin, quarter panels, wheelhouses, floors, even the firewall needs replaced. And then we're searching for a graphic artist that we cut off the old metal in such a manner that I can piece it together. And I want someone to 3D scan that, and then we're going to transpose that into a wrap.
Okay. We're going to everything.
Everything. So underneath of it is going to be a pristine autumn gold Chevelle, which is what it was originally.
Okay.
But then we're going to wrap it so it's going to look identical to that on new sheet metal.
I love it.
But it'll have full interior, air conditioning, power steering. And what we want to do with that is, just throwing out some ideas. You can maybe win a trip in it for Power Tour, and I'll pay for everything and throw you the keys. Or, just take it to shows and really have it used. I want the wheels to be driven off of the thing.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
We hope to finish that probably fall of 26. Okay. We'll probably be getting close to the end of that one.
Hell yeah. Scotty wants to know, how do you choose what you're doing next week, because you do these every week pretty much. I mean, you're like nonstop.
Yeah.
When you get home, you're flying to get to the next one or whatever.
Yes.
How do you choose, and do you have like a backlog of cars to go pick up? How's that kind of work?
I do. Yes. So I'm currently, I think a lot of people probably think I'm just telling a joke or being funny, but when I say every minute of my life is scheduled, it actually is. And Jessica
Actually, it's
helps
no
me
joke,
do
right? And
that.
that's why I was saying, like, it's really interesting. Like, I can't believe that you were just like, I'll carve it out. We'll make it work.
Yes.
I just have to come. It has to be after the gem show because
Right.
we're doing the gem
Yep.
thing. So,
Y-
like I said, I appreciate you carving that out, but I know that that's
Yeah.
100% true because it's just part of it. Like you have your sleep. So I have to sleep between here and
Yep.
here because I have to get up here because I have to be on a plane to go do this. It's real life.
Yeah.
Like you have no time.
Yeah. I am currently booked out through December. So
Wow.
we have everything is scheduled, everything is planned. All of my release dates. I have a lot of my video titles already done.
Cool.
I have to every night. When I should be sleeping, I'm ordering parts, sending them to this location, to this car, to calling that guy. Can I send you this? Can I buy this?
Right.
There is no one else. It's Jessica and I. We have parts and trucks and vehicles right now. I think in 11 or 12 states and Canada
Wow.
ready ahead of time. So we'll go home after this. I got a 2-day build for one vehicle, a 2-day build for another, and then I'm on the road again. And then
And you guys are driving from California back home, and you went north. You went from Anaheim to Fresno.
we're calling it Tijuana to Tacoma. And because of my schedule, I can't drive it home. We're actually leaving the truck in Tacoma and
Okay.
flying home because then I've got to do those other two projects for my next 2 Fridays because then I leave a week to film the following week.
Good God.
So everything, it's this machine. There's this big hopper that you have to have full,
Right.
and it's I'm somewhat used to it now, but it was terrifying and extremely stressful to figure out how to have a video every Friday
Right.
consistently. And I don't think we've missed in a couple of years now, I want
It's
to
pretty
say.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
it
especially
takes a
when you're
lot.
talking, I mean, right, you're flying, you're getting this pile of junk running, you're filming the whole thing. You're typically driving
Yeah.
it home, and then you're doing it 2 days, you're doing it again.
Right. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
insane.
There are some times I'll get home, and nature of the beast, I have to leave a vehicle in the parking lot and pay the parking because I drive myself home, rub my kids' cheeks, get embarrassed for a couple minutes, grab a
Yep.
different suitcase, get back in the car, drive straight back to the airport, and I'm gone.
Right.
And we're trying to figure out how to start doing a little bit more at home. I have so many cars now that I
Right.
need to
Because
start.
you've got to kind of work on those and then get those thinned out, and you can make content on that.
Yes. Yeah. I hate to let fans down, but every week it's when are you going to do another revival? And I kind of want to shake them and be like, Mister, if I
Right.
do this every week, I'm going to have 52 cars at the end of the year.
Uh-huh.
What do I do with those now? I'm going to
Well,
be the crazy guy.
and you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because I've seen it happen. They're like, when are you doing more revivals? And then they're like, what are you doing hoarding all these cars? They're sitting outside. Well, what do you
Yeah,
want me to do with all these
yeah,
cars?
I can't believe you're letting this one sit outside. Well, I've got 140 of them. I can't stack them.
I can only put 30 inside, and I've got a big ass shop. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, well, now I'm really motivated to get into this, trying to figure out how to, because my whole mission, and I'm holding myself accountable, is revive them, getting running, get them good enough,
right,
and then say, here, you take it now. You're responsible.
right,
Enjoy it, fix it, restore it, sell it, whatever. But it's not sitting in a field anymore. It's not sitting in a garage
right.
anymore. It's saved. So now I'm trying to get back to them faster, blast through it, like this Ford I just threw together. Blast through it, make it good enough, shiny, throw some lipstick on it and just get it out, because I don't want it sitting, so.
And you, in that video, you said you tried selling them online, and now you're going back to, how are you selling these cars? Where can people find them?
I tried to do eBay again, and that blew up in my face. I don't. Yeah, well, it's kind of, we're in a weird spot now where, like, I can't. What it is, I guess I was naive to think it would be different in a way, but I can't auction things anymore. I just need to put a price on them.
Right.
I told everybody I want someone to get this truck cheap. It's a junky truck. It needs a lot of work. It's good for hauling wood, hunting, beating off trees.
It's not a perfect truck. I can't.
No,
but it's a good enough truck.
Don't pay a lot for it. Let someone get a good deal. And overnight, it went to $8,700 in the bid. And I was like, well, now I can't let someone pay that for this truck.
Right, it's a
my moral compass, less than that. So I had to cancel it, write the guy, be like, you're nuts. Sorry, I love you, but no. Right. And then I just put a buy it now at $2,800 and let someone else buy it. So I don't know if it's going to be eBay or if I'm just going to haul a couple trailers to like a Mecum and just walk away and say,
your website for a little while, maybe.
I did. The problem there is like the back end third party companies and the tax implications and everything behind it.
Yep.
It gets really, really messy.
You almost need to do like a 30 car giveaway. Like everyone, it's like going to be Oprah. Like everyone gets a piece of shit.
I know.
Enjoy your job.
This row, you get this row. Yeah,
that's right. Exactly. Take your. It's like a rental car company. You can take your whole pick out of this row.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is we'll probably start listing them on the website again, and it's just going to redirect to a site that says buy this car now for this amount.
For this amount.
And I don't want to make money. I'm not flipping them to make money. In a lot of cases, I'm losing money because I understand the ecosystem. I will never get back what I have into a car because, as you just said, by the time I get home, I'll have $20,000 into the Suburban. I'll never get that out of it.
Right. It's a
but I know what it's
Suburban. It's a neat Suburban,
right?
But it ain't 20 grand.
Right. So I have to be realistic and say I can't count receipts and everything that I have into it. This is what it's worth. Let's let someone else have an opportunity to get into it at a good price where they can fix it up and do something that they want.
They can put another $1,000 in it and make it theirs, and life is good.
Yep.
Well, keep an eye on that. Derek will be having some stuff out here shortly. I'm getting down to the end of my questions, and an hour and a half. You have. Thank you so much, dude. This has been so cool, and your kid's been just chilling. Like, what am I doing? Whatever. It's all good. So I've just got my last question for you, and I'll let you get down for the night. Okay. You just bought a handful of Motor Trend cars. What all you got the DeLorean that you drove home?
Yeah.
What else did you get from Motor Trend, from the Roadworthy?
Oh my goodness. Yes. All of them.
All of them.
64 Ford, 68 Thunderbird, 70 Travelall, 81 great. DeLorean, 37 Chevy, 28 Model A, 51 Chevrolet.
Nice.
Yeah. 55 Pontiac. I'm missing one. Give me 1 second. This is going to shut off, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hang tight.
We're going to hang tight. We must have killed his battery. He never has batteries. He's got all good podcasts come with the cell phone on boil.
60 El Camino. That's the one I was missing.
That's right, the El Camino. Which of those cars are you most excited to dig back into?
Oh, those cars were all ones that, I got really excited about. We looked at a lot. We'd sit down, and Sean was the field producer, and we'd talk strategy and what kind of vehicles. And one of the things about me doing that show was I only want to do cars that I really want to do. And it's going to be real and legit and nothing's fake and nothing's drama. So a lot of those cars, in a sense, I handpicked. So I love all of them. All of them
Right.
have such amazing stories, the cars themselves. I'm excited about the 37 Chevy. I want to do something really cool with that. I think the Thunderbird could be a really cool project.
The Thunder
The 55, yeah, the 55 Pontiac is super rad.
Yep.
And I like the Bandit, the 51 Chevy Coupe. Just the old fart that had that for all those years. And it was a really hard shoot. I worked super long days on that one. And to have it back and be able to finish it, it's going to be, yeah. Jessica loves the travel. Yeah.
The internationals have a thing. I've got a long line of internationals in my history, so I get it. Jessica and I are like spirit animals, G bodies and old crappy international trucks. I'm in. Yeah,
no, it needs a ton of work. I guess I'm not so excited about that one because I was so miserable on that. There was is it a raccoon or a coyote? I can't remember. Like 6 feet from me the whole time I was working on that travel.
The wind would change and just get you.
And then the guy was frying potato. So he was making potato chips 100 yards away. They have sugar beets factory like a mile away, and then I've got dead animals and this tornado of. And I'm like, And one of the nights I worked till 2 a.m. and I'm like, guys, this is just.
I'm dying here.
Why are we doing this? We got to pick a different car. And then it's like, no, we're too far in it. So, but I'll bring that one back and I'll enjoy it. But for now, it's like the DeLorean. I just don't want to see it for a while.
Right. It's in timeout. It's gonna make that happen. Man. All right, I'm all set. I'm happy. This has been absolutely fun. We're an hour and a half in. I'm gonna let you get yourself to bed with your boy and make some more memories here on spring break, dude. But thank you so much. This has been so much fun.
Absolutely, man. No, it's a pleasure, and thanks for having me. And it was a good time.
Absolutely. Hang out for me. I'll say goodbye to you as we go, but I'll tell these people goodbye, and then we'll get out of here. But
all right.
Thank you again. This was so much fun. Like I said, I know you're busy. I know you're trying to spend some quality time with your kid, and I appreciate you. Pulling a little bit of time out of your schedule to party with me.
You're bad, man. Your family too, and you do a lot for the community, and I appreciate it. And those for you watching or listening, hit that subscribe button for Adam. It's free. It's easy. There's no obligation. Boop, yep. You're done, and then you can have episode. Yeah.
And
episode 70 and up.
There's 68 episodes that I have in front of this 69th episode. That was absolutely awesome with Derek from Vice Grip Garage, Vice Grip Lodge. And real quick, when will the museum be going?
So if I can win the arm wrestling match and get my business license for that facility, we're hoping fall this year. Actually, we're drawing. We just had garage doors put in. We have paint up. Asphalt's coming soon, and we hope to have a huge shindig, car show, music, food, the whole nine.
Make sure I get the invite for that. I will.
100%. Yeah. The best place to see that official announcement would be the Vice Grip Garage Instagram face or the website vicegripgarage.com. We'll put it on the schedule there, but we're hoping for like August, September, something like that.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, dude, thank you again. I'll throw you in the background. I'll say goodbye to these people, and I'll tell you good night.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
Thank you again, my friend. Man, how much fun was that? My 69th episode. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. All my regulars, everyone that was out here to see some Derek stuff. It was so much fun. That's why I always do these, is getting to know these people a little bit better, hanging out, having to, break a little bit of bread, have a couple of beers with some guys and get to know them a little bit. But thank you guys so much for tuning in episode 69. We're going to call it here tonight. The reunion here this weekend coming up here very soon. I will have a Tuesday guest for you after the reunion, after I talk to some folks out there as we make that happen. That is free for everyone on Freedom Plus all weekend long. It's it's sort of the ultimate try it before you buy it, and I will be on all of the Freedom Plus drag races this year as well, including the Christmas tree race, and I'll be at FL2K. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be back next Tuesday, but episode 69 with Derek Bieri from Vice Grip Garage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Thank you. See you guys later.